It's fine. There's nothing wrong with my coffee, you know?
Just some mild separation.
It's got a little funk to it. It tastes a little weird. Welcome back. Welcome back to Vertical Thoughts. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Maxwell J. Klauss.
It's close enough, yeah.
Maxwell Henry James Klauss.
The third.
I can just rattle off as many Caucasian names as you want.
Just keep going.
I don't know your middle name.
William.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What's my first name? Maxwell William Klauss.
Mm-hmm.
My full name is William Raymond Wynn the Fourth.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of name.
When I sign my name, I put the Roman numerals at the end because it makes me feel baller. You know?
Yeah.
IV.
Makes you look like really cool and cultured.
Yeah. Aesthetically, it rounds off the whole signature also.
Yeah, it's good.
It just yield that. V is amongst the most fun letters to write, in my opinion.
I think it's immediate satisfaction.
It's a check mark, basically. Everyone likes checking things off.
Yeah.
Boop. You got a rush just now, right then. That little tingle down the back of your spine. People listening at home got a rush just from imagining me checking something. I'll make a sound here. I'll do it on the microphone. That's a check right there, dude. Easy. That
made me just feel so happy inside.
I'm kind of this like nice little, I like that. Welcome to the show. It's your first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's your Vertical Thoughts Trinity. That's too many syllables to be catchy, you know?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I'll push it back to the producers and they'll figure out something more clever for me to say. That's how this whole show's run.
Yeah, just put a pin on it.
But we'll put a pin. We'll put a pin in it.
We'll come back to that one.
There's other more pressing things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when is season 1 going to end? That's what everybody's wondering. I'm wondering. We were just talking about that, guys. I don't remember what I said. You know how loosely this show is run. I said something, and I honestly, when I said that on that episode, I was making it up on the spot. I had not planned that. I was like, you know what? Sometimes I get real, like, puffed up, you know, and I just start making decisions. And then later I'm like, what did I say?
When I listened to that episode, I was like, wow, that's, he totally did not make that up on the spot. He's playing this out.
Yeah. Well thought out. All you got to do is make people think that.
It's the confidence.
And then you probably shouldn't confess it live to all the people that...
On your show, the same show.
Yeah. Transparency. Yeah. I'm totally opaque. Nope. Yep. I always mix those up. You know? Mm-hmm. Opaque. What's the other one? What's the opposite of opaque? Comment below.
Put a pin in that one too.
Smash that like button. What is Layla doing? Layla, is everything okay? Ooh, that sounds bad. Something's happening downstairs. Ignore them.
I'm gonna go with not okay.
They're rustling and tussling. They're sisters. You know how it is.
It really be like that.
Yeah. Welcome back. We're here in the new and improved studio.
Mm-hmm.
With less table and more people. Well, no, I mean, not in quantity, but you get to see more of us. And my ankles. What'd you think?
It's pretty cute.
Max's socks? Look at them.
It's crazy.
Wow.
You never know what somebody's hiding in their pant legs.
Who are you wearing, Max? Is that?
I like to call it the spirit of Kobe.
The spirit of Kobe.
I feel like he would be wearing tie-dye right now, so.
Rest in peace. Are they just normal socks that you tie-dyed, or are they a special brand?
No, I just bought them, and they're tie-dye. I saw them, and I was like, hey. Somebody's going to like those.
So, yeah. And that somebody's probably watching this right now and thinking, I like those. That's me he's talking about. Yeah. Season 1 is going to end sometime soon, sometime in November. I need to go back and listen to my own words to find out when. But just know that today is going to be, not going to be, but is October 28th, Monday. Happy Halloween, almost. In just a couple days. You will be receiving another episode next Monday, back to back.
Crazy.
You're freaking spoiled. Spoiled rotten.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we've done back to back. episodes. We've been restructuring everything, and I apologize for that, but it's all going to be figured out at the beginning of season 2, at the turn of the new year, 2020.
Turn of the decade.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember 2010. I don't know. It was just like, I don't know why, but 2020 to me is so much more significant. If you would have told me the year 2020 when I was a kid, I would have been like, you made that shit. That's not a real year. You just made that up right now.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
There's no way you can prove it to me.
So far in the future, I'll worry about that when it comes, and now we're here. And I'm worried about it. No, it'll be a good year. We'll make it happen. Any Halloween plans?
No. Well, I'm not working on Halloween, so that's a bonus.
Nice.
Yeah.
You could go trick-or-treating.
I could.
Yeah.
I don't have a costume, though. I don't know what I should dress up as.
Leave a comment below.
Yeah.
What Max?
Give me suggestions. We only have 3 days when this goes up.
Yeah. What is your handle? Where can they find you? They can DM you.
At Max Klauss.
With 2 S's, right?
2 X's and a K. Yeah.
Max Klauss. DM him what he should be for Halloween. We sometimes talk about climbing on this show. Oh, one more thing. Just one more broken promise to my listeners. At the end of the last episode, I told you that this week was going to be the climbing update with Xavier. That has been pushed off 1 week. That will be next Monday, which may be the last episode of season 1, but probably not. Probably not. We'll probably have 2 more. But next week will be the climbing update with Xavier, and that'll be fun. I know everyone's been wondering what's going on in the world of climbing. What's going on in the world of Max?
Just route setting a whole lot. Climbing. Been trying to push through V9. Sent a couple of them. It's been fun. I've started training harder.
Yeah.
Trying to be a more well-rounded climber, because I'm a good technical climber, but I am crazy weak. I have no strength.
Dude. Same. Dude.
I know.
I'm the captain of that team.
Like, check out this sick flag, though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can't climb the climb, but you see that flag.
I can dance around on it, you know. Mm-hmm. I can look like I can climb a climb.
Oh, yeah.
But on the inside, I'm crying.
I full cramp and I just immediately cry.
That sounds accurate. How long have you been climbing for?
With breaks accounted for, I think this is my 10th year of climbing. I've taken like 2 substantial breaks. The most recent one was like 2.5 years, or no, maybe not, like 1.5 years off. I was just burnt out on it. Then I started climbing again when I started working at Vital. Just been making really good progress, and it's easy to stay motivated when you are moving in the right direction.
Sure.
Before that, I was on like youth teams and stuff. I got burnt out from competing too much, climbing too much, and I think I took like a year off. Then I think it was more like 6 months, but I digress.
Interesting. So, how long after you started climbing did you start competing?
I think maybe like a year. Like once I hit it, I was hitting like not 5s, but like around 4, like 3 to 4.
Okay.
And somebody, the owner of my old gym, came up to me and was like, "Hey, you should compete in some of the upcoming comps. Like, I think you could do well in the youth division." And I did horribly in my my first couple ones, but once I started rolling, I was getting towards like the V5, like trying to hit V6 range.
Mm-hmm.
I was climbing outside more, and I started winning comps, and I still have a bunch of free swag from the comps I won. So I want a tent. My first pair of Mad Rock shoes I won at a comp. But
that's cool, dude.
It's great. It was a fun time.
We've talked about youth competition on the show before. You would actually, I guess technically probably be the first youth competitor I've had on the show, other than Mark, episode 1, way back. That was another time, you know.
Yeah.
They were similar, you know, competing locally, him and his brother. And I think it's supposed to start out rough. I think it's a pretty rare breed of person that does well in their first climbing comp.
Oh yeah, if you if you do well in your first climbing comp, like that's an anomaly. It's not the regular.
Future.
Yeah, you are talented.
Yeah, begin training now. Unless you're, in your case, if you were like 9 or 10 years old, probably.
I was like 10.
Maybe don't ease up on the training a little bit.
Maybe do some like climbing drills.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily hop right on the campus board though.
Yeah, climb a lot.
Yeah, climbing a lot is, I think, the most important thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of pros, I think, that agree with that. That, you know, training's important if you want to compete at the top level.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to be a good climber, climbing a lot, you know, 1 + 1 = 2.
It sounds like it makes sense when you think about it. So
yeah, there is such thing as climbing too much.
Yeah, rest days are equally as important as climbing.
Yeah,
because you're not allowing yourself to heal, and you're not allowing yourself to regenerate all the energy you've expended, and you're just gonna get fatigued and burnt out.
Snap something.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, pull a tendon or something.
You best check yourself. I'm talking to you, whoever's listening to this. If you're on your 3rd day on, maybe sit out today. Take a break. Take a breather. Let those tendies recuperate.
They gotta.
You're just building up tension. They're just gonna snap. That's not the sound it makes, but you get it.
Yeah, they might.
Yeah.
So why take the chance? Why climb at all?
You make a good point, actually.
Why risk injury in the first place?
It's all dangerous. We should just shut this down immediately. I'm going to convert this from a climbing podcast to a cooking podcast.
Yeah.
It's going to be called Vertical Pots.
Well, if you think about it, cooking is dangerous too. Because
you know what? You make a good point. You're my agent from now on. You get to tell me everything that's dangerous.
I'll be your insurance agent. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. It's dangerous.
You might burn yourself on the handle. It might be a little hot.
Just stay in bed today.
It's dangerous.
So you started competing pretty shortly into climbing. In your experience, well, I guess I should start with this. How long has it been since you competed?
I don't think I've competed since like 2015, maybe.
Okay.
I think actually I did one comp at Vital and one at Rock Fitness, I think in 2017. But those were like, I wasn't in the competitive mindset. I was like, hey, like it's been a while. I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
Which I think is another good way to start. Even if you're not on a youth team crusher, just sign up, have fun, see what you can do.
Yeah, competitions are a ton of fun. I mean, first of all, you just get commonly a whole gym or a whole part of a gym full of new climbs.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Everyone's all trying them together. The playing field levels off a little bit. I mean, the strong climbers tend to kind of separate themselves pretty quickly in like an open comp setting.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everyone's struggling on the same stuff as opposed to like, you know, you come into the gym and you work your grade. There's no grades really. So you just kind of get on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You just climb whatever, you know, even if it's a hard point value. I'm a bit bad at speaking. If it's a hard point value, but you see some guy crush it and he has like, oh, that was a sick toe hook. Yeah. And then you try it and you crush it. You're like, wow, I didn't think I could climb that hard, but you did. Because there's no grade. There's just a arbitrary point value, which could mean anything.
Or nothing.
Yeah. It could be V2. It could be V9 plus.
It could be, you know, you get a grade with the curve. So
yeah,
maybe everybody there climbs V2.
You never know. Yeah.
Maybe the hardest climb is V3. You know, you'll crush that comp. Congratulations in the future.
Yeah. Good job, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you took our advice and you went to a comp and you killed it.
But also climbing is dangerous, so cut it out.
Don't go to the comp.
Don't go to any more comps. Well, how does it compare to you being a competitive climber to being a casual climber? What are some of the differences you've noticed over the years?
I think you get a little too, like you can get a little too invested in climbing. Like you get a little too emotionally attached. I'm at the point now where climbing is pretty much just for fun. There's some like a mental aspect to it. Like I want to get better. So I'm going to, climb hard. I'm going to commit. I'm going to make sure I'm doing the best I can. But when you're a competitive climber, you're all about, okay, I need to analyze what I did wrong in the last comp. Like, oh, I really should have saved my energy on like this finals problem instead of, because I could have done the next one. But you get a lot more strategic when you're a competitive climber. You start planning out like your days more often. You're like, hey, I need to, for this amount of time, I need to warm up, and then I'm going to spend exactly 15 minutes projecting, and then I'm going to do 4x4s until I collapse, and then I'm going to go on the campus board. And I didn't really have fun.
Yeah.
But you have fun at the comp when you win. You save up your like fun factor, at least in my experience, for when you do crush the comp and you win, and it's so satisfying. It's amazing how good you feel to be at the top of your game. But
yeah, you're paying it forward.
Yeah, you're definitely in happiness debt.
Yeah.
Because you're climbing, you started climbing for fun.
Yeah.
And you're taking it super seriously, which can be a good and bad thing.
Right. Some people are just programmed in a way that they can't do that.
Yeah. And that's valid.
Yeah. The competitive mind in anything, not just in climbing, but just not everyone is a competitor. And it's difficult to be a competitor. What's up, Layla? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, anything to say?
She always has good thoughts. You're so staticky. Did you hear that?
I did. That was impressive.
Touch her.
She's touching me.
Be careful. That cat is charged. Just rubbing on the couch, and all I hear is just a little static. Oh, I'm afraid. She likes you, though.
She does.
This is adorable. I can't even with this right now, man. God, I wish I was that cat.
It's laying all over me.
So, setting. How long you been setting for?
I've been setting for about like 3.5 years. I was a route setter at my old gym, Rock Fitness, and then I've been route setting at Vital for a little over a year now. Okay,
cool. Yeah. What took you through that transition? I mean, you go from competitive to casual to route setting, which is professional. You're on the other side of the veil now.
I think like it takes, for me, the head setter at the gym, he knew who I was. I climbed on the youth team. Mm-hmm. He was involved with the youth team too. He was a nice guy. But one day he was just like, hey, like, come set. You want to put up a route? Maybe
slap it up there.
I'll show you how. Mess around. And then I had a talent for it, so I just started doing it. It takes a lot of practice to transition your climbing knowledge. You are scaring me. Climbing knowledge into route setting. Yeah. But some people just get it. There's a lot of aspects that go into it. It's not me, it's the cat.
If you're not watching this, I know I always say this, but you're missing out on a great show. She is being ridiculous. Sorry, Max.
It's okay. But yeah, so I was kind of just grandfathered into it just because he liked me and he asked if I could set, and yeah, I was good at it. So I just started doing it like every week and forerunning. And originally, thank you.
This cat. I'm sorry.
Originally, I just set in exchange for my membership. Okay. I didn't get paid for it at all. Interesting. It was more just for fun. Yeah. That's how I started route setting, though.
Okay. So had you had any thoughts or generated interest in it before you were kind of asked to do it?
I had been forerunning for a little bit before that. Forerunning definitely gets you into the like the circle. Right. It gets you in if they're like, hey, we need another setter, like those are the people you think of first. Like, hey, who's a really good forerunner? Like, if you have good advice, you're a good climber. You might just have the knack for route setting.
If you get it.
Yeah, if you get it.
What, Layla? What are you looking at? Yeah, go to sleep. We're gonna just hope that she chills there for the remainder of this episode. Yeah. It's a very interesting jump once you, like I said, pierce the veil. You go to the other side of climbing, where it's like spending your early days competing. You are the target audience. Mm-hmm. And now you have to select the target audience and make things that are good for them. Yeah. And it makes climbing kind of consumer based. Well, everything's consumer based, everything. But as a route setter, you're providing an experience. Do you ever feel pressure from that kind of thing to provide a good experience? Or I think most route setters would agree that the most important thing is that people have fun. Yeah. At least in a commercial setting.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't like. There's not necessarily a pressure, but there's more of a drive. Like, if you wouldn't enjoy climbing it, like why am I putting it up? Yeah. Why am I doing this in the first place if I wouldn't enjoy it? I think that's a big it's a big thing you think about when you're route setting. It's what's gonna be fun for me, or fun for the general audience. Like, I'm gonna set a big boy parkour move for all the tryhards to flex on, but they're gonna have fun and they'll like it. Or if you said something for the youth team, small hands, intricate movements, something that really focuses on skill and technique rather than just raw strength.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, that's a unique challenge. I think I'll have fun. I would have fun working this, even though I already know the beta, like figuring out an intricate sequence or a secret flag or even just hip movement can be a lot of fun. I think it's definitely what you consider when you're route setting is fun.
Yeah. The climbers come first. Well, sometimes you just gotta flex on them,
Mm-hmm.
Jib this, jib that.
What are you gonna do about it?
Forget about the climbers.
I'm the route setter.
Climbing's dangerous.
Why are you here? Yeah.
Should have trained harder. I don't know. No, we've talked about setting a few times on the show, and it's always an interesting topic. Something again that I think the majority of just climbers, especially casual climbers, never really mentally dive into.
Mm-hmm.
The intricacies of being a route setter and what that means and what goes through your head. How did you feel that the learning curve was when you started getting into, for example, if there's someone listening to this who wanted to become a route setter, talk a little bit about that process of you going from competitive climber to a casual climber and then stepping into the route setting game. How long did that take you, and what did you struggle with the most?
So I'd say when before I was a setter, I had been, I was kind of over my competing. But I was kind of fresh out of it. So I was still a strong kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was always at the gym. I knew all the staff and stuff. And forerunning, being a consistent forerunner and knowing how to, I think that's a huge skill for a potential candidate to have, is knowing what would make a movement better. It's if you're trying to make it a little bit harder or a little more force, maybe you could just turn the hand so it's less down pulling, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a huge struggle at first just to know what am I doing? I think for route setters, you should have a good knowledge of climbing movements, and be acceptant of body types and limitations. So it can be really overwhelming at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you really need to focus down. Be I'm going to set a slopey climb for weak boys like myself, that focuses rather on technique rather than strength. And then you start, it's easier to unpack. Whereas if you just walk into your hold room and there's just holds everywhere, and there's a sheet, it's hey, you need to set this many climbs. There are all these different grades. I think you need to slow down and just take it one step at a time, and just pick one climb, pick the type of holds, make sure they're good enough or bad enough,
mm-hmm.
and just set the route.
Yeah.
It's always good to have, it's good to be a very frequent climber, even outside, because that inspires you for movement. You're hey, I can set that in the gym, which I kind of struggled with at first, because I hadn't been climbing outside too much when I started route setting. It's been a little burnout.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started again, it kind of reignited the itch to climb, and I was watching climbing videos. Then you get inspired, and it gets a lot easier. And practice is the biggest thing you can do. So if
climb a lot.
Yeah, climb a lot, set a lot. If you only set one time a month, you're not ever going to be good. If you want to climb one time a month, you're not going to be good at it.
That's true. Climb a lot and never. That's what you're learning today.
Don't ever climb. Don't ever
never
do
climb.
anything dangerous.
Yeah, never route set either.
Dangerous.
Tools, there's drills and ladders.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Completely. There's screws, sharp edges.
Gross.
We just started having to wear eye protection because, it's dangerous.
Probably good.
In hindsight, I don't know why that wasn't obvious.
Agreed. Yeah. I get on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels, eyes are, they're soft. They're big, soft things. So
not easily replaceable.
Yeah, you get two. Some people one, but you get two. and once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, take care of your eyes. It's dangerous not to. If you can't see it, it's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Don't hurt your eyes. It's dangerous.
No.
Yeah, I think I absolutely agree with that. I feel like forerunning is a great place to start if you want to take your journey from climbing to route setting.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like such a good first step because you start to learn about the process.
Yes.
Not only that, but then also you get involved with the tweaking process and changing climbs, and not only just getting on something and thinking, well, that was too hard or something like that, but having some kind of constructive thought about
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
It's too hard. Why? What was too hard? Which point of contact failed you? 2 hands, a foot, 2 feet, whatever. You know, being able to really break it down. For me, it really started with just, I always call it taking mental inventory, like when I'm climbing, of just what each part of my body is doing. I find that a surprising amount of people actually don't know. If they fall off a climb, they wouldn't be able to tell you why or like what happened, or it's always, I dry fired,
Yeah.
It's not always what happened. Sometimes something went wrong, or your weight was in the wrong place, or
You just didn't do it right sometimes.
You're too weak was the thing.
I go through that all the time.
That's always my excuse. Well, I'm bad, so.
Well, yeah, I just could not do that.
Yeah. Physically unable was the problem. I cruxed out. That's a good one. I've never said that.
Yeah, hit my crux
I hit my crux.
of strength.
Right in the crux. I like all these. These are all great. Maybe we'll turn them into shirts.
Patent pending.
It's gonna be pending for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't wait for it. Yeah, I mean it's such a good way to get involved in that process. And we had your coworker and your former coworker Autry and Sam on the show a while back. And one thing that they told us is that if you're a route setter, or if you want to be a route setter, you suck and you always will suck.
Yep.
That's how it be.
Really be like that.
You suck. Even if you're not a route setter, you know what? You just suck. Period. Sorry.
And you're doing dangerous activities.
Dangerous thing. You're a loose cannon if you're listening to this show right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I really enjoy my time forwarding. I started doing it and taught me so much about climbing and setting and holds and movement and just everything. And plus just a lot of fun.
It is
really
a lot of
enjoy
fun. I advise and also don't advise you to do it. It's dangerous. But it's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot about climbing. You can get really strong from forerunning.
Oh yeah.
You can, because forerunning it's different from climbing in that you are just kind of throwing yourself at the wall until something works in a really targeted way. It's not always the best way to just keep going until you fail. But if something is hard and the movement goes, you need to do it until it goes, and you need to find the beta. So it's really focused climbing, really specific and frequent, long sessions too, which I struggle with when I climb by myself is the frequency of me being on the wall versus off the wall. Usually there's like this much of me being on the wall and like this much of me just doing nothing.
Hanging out. Yeah. Chalking up,
brushing, just walking away.
Dude, I chalk up. It's like 10 to 1 how often I chalk up to how often I climb. And I do it subconsciously. I don't even realize it. I realized this, it really hit me when we were outdoors. Maybe not last weekend. Maybe that was last weekend. My sense of time is all screwed up. I was outdoors recently. And I was on Center Visor in Black Mountain. And it took me way more tries than I intended it to. I'd been on the climb before. And really the only reason I didn't do it the first day was because it started raining. And we got rained out. And I was sad. And then we finally made it back up there. And the first few tries, it was not going. Started to look for new beta. And I realized, dude, I am chalking up like every 10 seconds. And then I'll chalk up and I'll set my chalk back down. And then I'll stand there and stare at the climb. And then I won't do it.
I better chalk up again.
Yeah, and then,
just to be safe.
I'm greasy, yeah.
Kind of sweaty,
Go brush, chalk up again, dude. I lost chalk brushing.
Yeah, that's underrated.
Yeah. I go through chalk at an absurd rate.
Yeah.
I gotta buy chalk like once every 2 weeks.
I feel you.
We're looking for a chalk sponsor. If anybody,
yeah, hit us up.
If anybody's interested, I need like a semi truck full of chalk, please.
Per week.
Yes, it's my basic requirements. Take it or leave it. I think I'm gonna get left behind on that one. Maybe.
You're lost.
Yeah. But there is like a significant amount of mental preparation I think that I do during that time of just rubbing my hands together and chalking it. It also allows me that moment to be like, oh, I'm so greasy. Get some more chop.
Like, oh, well, my skin is really soft.
I'm resting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're exercising, you're stretching out,
Phalangizing, that's what this is called.
Mm-hmm. Hey, sport climbers, checking out. It's mental and physical relief.
Yeah. I went sport climbing, if you can call it that. You can't, but I climbed tall walls for the first time in probably 4 years 2 weeks ago.
How'd it go?
Well, better than I thought.
Good.
Put it that way. Yeah. I didn't have expectations going into it. I used to sport climb. I used to lead even. But I just... I always say that like it means anything. Don't laugh at me. I'm a boulder. I used to lead climbs even.
I led El Cap, dude.
Isn't that... I walked up that thing.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I could.
So it was like 5'5", maybe. Big soft climb.
Yeah, it was like V2.
I used to lead climb and pretty frequently. And I started at the Hangar 18 gyms here in Southern California, and I lead climbed at Upland and Riverside and was like pretty into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of lost desire to. I really got into bouldering and just it was what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And recently I just kind of rekindled some kind of fire for it. Not even in the same way with bouldering. I get so like psyched for it, and I'm just like it makes sense to my brain more than sport climbing does.
I agree.
Just those single moves and the crazy movement and difficult holds, and it really appeals to me more on a mental level.
Mm-hmm.
But recently I've told myself that I want to start sport climbing again. I took myself in to Rock Fitness here in Marietta, and I put on a harness and I got on auto belay, and I forgot how the grades work completely. Yeah. They don't translate exactly to bouldering anyways.
No, they're pretty loose, and like bouldering grades, they're stylistic, which makes it worse over a climb that's 30 feet instead of 15, because it's so much more not your style.
Yep.
And if it's towards your limit, it's just going to be really hard for you.
Yeah. And it's sustained. I know that they say the Yosemite decimal system is like graded based upon the single hardest move of the climb, but I don't know. I do feel like it's sustained difficulty usually.
To an extent, yeah. There's definitely going to be a correct sequence.
Right.
But overall, the grade is sustained. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
Part of it is just inherently because it's tall.
It's just a lot of moves.
It's just more climbing.
And what I really thought was that I just wasn't going to, my body wasn't going to get it. Like I thought I was going to not be chalking up properly and not resting. And I thought I was going to overgrip the hell out of the wall, to be honest. That was my biggest thing, was that I'm just going to squeeze so hard on everything. I haven't been this high up in a while. I am afraid of heights, which is hilarious.
You're not a good combo for rock climbing. Yeah.
But I am. And here we are. And got up there and I was like, I forgot how scary auto belays are. I mean, they're not. They're really not.
But like the first time you're about to be belayed,
you're like,
wow, I'm just going to jump off this wall.
Here goes.
Okay.
Hope this thing works.
But rock fitness may not work. You never know. I'm biased.
And just so you know, to finish every auto belay climb, you actually have to dyno to the auto belay.
Or alternatively, you can slap the auto belay, preferably right after you chalk up, so you leave a handprint on it.
Yeah.
That's how you finish it.
Hang no hands on it.
To hook only.
Super safe. And pull as much rope out of there as you can.
And then jump off.
And then jump. Don't do any of this. And if you do, I did not say any of this.
I'm sorry you got banned from the gym.
Yeah. Sorry about your future leg injuries, and you broke a few toes. So what, dude? Climbing's dangerous.
What did you expect? Yeah, honestly.
You're doing dumb stuff like that.
Crazy.
But it was good. I mean, I gripped adequately, I feel like. I did get pumped, but it took me way more climbs than I thought it was going to. Hardest thing I did was 11C. Didn't feel 11C. It felt very easy. But also, that's not that hard. And
it's like what? In the V4 range, maybe?
Something like that. 3-4.
Like 4 minus, maybe?
Yeah.
So it's really not that hard.
No.
For a bouldering grade.
Right. And the individual moves were not difficult.
No. But it's the combination of all of them together.
If I was pumped, it was the first climb I did. If I was pumped, it might have been harder, but I wasn't. I was just like, what is this? It's just so much easier than I remember.
I can't remember the last time I sport climbed. I do remember taking a fat whipper from the top of the Rock Fitness lead cave, though.
Really?
That was fun.
Did you hit the wall?
No, I almost did, though. Because the lead cave is, I want to say it's almost like a 40-degree angle.
Yeah.
And I was at the lip of the cave, and I think it was like maybe 12B or something in that range.
Yeah.
But it was like an undercling move to like a slap like over the arete, and I just missed. And all of me came down and went all the way around and almost came back into the wall.
Nice. That always jog you a little bit.
You know, it's a huge, it's a little, just take it down a few notches in your confidence. You know, you're getting a little too good, so we got to kick you back.
That's gravity. That's the earth being like, hey, come back.
Get down here.
Come here for a second. I want to tell you something. And then when you hit the ground, you suck.
You suck.
I want to tell you a secret. You suck. That's what happens every time you fall off a boulder.
Yeah.
It's the earth going, come here for a second. I'm going to remind you something. You suck.
You have no place being here.
Stop trying to escape me.
Yeah. It's kind of depressing because I have like an 80 meter rope, or maybe I think it's 120, something along that range.
Wow.
And I have too many quick draws, and I have belay devices and lock and carabiners, and I haven't sport climbed outside in probably 5 years.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk out that door and just never talk to me again. No, I'm trying to. The one thing that I do struggle with is still the idea of doing it outside. Even lead climbing outside when I lead climbed a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's scary.
Always made me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting so much trust in somebody else's handiwork, which is often, maybe 99% of the time is totally fine. Mm-hmm. But every once in a while,
it's more possible.
Yes.
That something wrong could happen.
It certainly is. Indoor climbing, the bolts and stuff are pretty much bulletproof indoors.
Yeah.
And the anchors.
They don't really get weathered.
No.
At all. They get worn.
Right.
But there's never like sub-zero temperatures, really. There's no extreme, there's no rain, there's no snow.
Yeah, it's not going to rust.
No.
They're also bolted to the frame of a giant building, usually.
Yeah, which is attached to a gigantic metal concrete slab.
Yeah. So put it this way, you're never going to yank a bolt indoors. It's just not going to happen.
If it does, that really sucks, man.
Yeah, and get a lawyer.
See that place.
Own that gym, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's your gym now.
You took a piece of the gym with you? You're going to own the whole gym.
Bring that in court. Yeah. I still have the bolt. It's right here.
You see, this is now my property, as is the rest of the gym.
It would work, probably.
I think it would.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
I'm not saying go to your local gym and like whip as hard as you can. Just Mufasa off the cliff or off your lead wall and start ripping bolts out, but you probably can't. Just the way it is. But outdoors, I mean,
it could happen.
Stuff happens. Holds break.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 people that I know of this year in Joshua Tree that have died sport climbing, and one of them I know wasn't necessarily even doing anything wrong. Just it happened. Just your daily, weekly, whatever it is, reminder to be careful.
Wrong place, wrong time. It can happen to anybody, but it always happens to the experienced ones.
Yeah.
The newbies don't skip steps because you're so panicked. You're like, oh my God, I need to double figure eight and my quick draws. But it always happens to the experienced climbers. I remember when I was gearing up to do my first outdoor sport climb, which was like a 5'9". Mm-hmm. It was pathetically easy. And I spent probably 15 minutes working my way up it. But I was so terrified that I did absolutely nothing wrong. But the experienced climbers who have done it 1,000 times think it's never going to happen to me. That's who it happens to.
Absolutely. It's too easy. It's too easy to feel that way. Also, I will agree. I do sometimes feel like that bouldering. Now that, especially since I've started going outdoors more,
mm-hmm.
I haven't really shared that with listeners of the podcast, actually, but I've been going outdoors a lot. You guys would be proud of me. I've gone more this season than I have in the last 5 years, probably.
Me too.
Dude, I caught the bug. I was just like, I'm just going to start going. And I never did day trips before. I would only go outdoors if I was camping.
Yeah, day trips are great.
Day trips are great. It is work. Don't get me wrong. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you drive up. Oftentimes, we're blessed. We have crags fairly close. 2 hours usually. It's like 2 hours will get you to Joshua Tree, get you to Black Mountain. There's places a little
Tramway,
closer. Yeah. But we're blessed with many crags out here. Some people got to drive hours and hours and hours to get to their crags. So we're lucky down here in Southern California. If you live in Southern California, you don't go outdoors.
What are you doing?
It's coming from someone who spent the last 5 years climbing exclusively indoors. It's so much fun, dude. I'm having a blast. I'm falling off easy climbs. I'm punting as hard as you can punt. I cheese graded off the top of center visor. I don't know if I posted that video. Actually, I think I actually for once just posted my send video. But, dude, Chaucius mantle, and I ripped my way off of that.
We are truly blessed to live so close to so many amazing climbing places. We take it kind of, if you don't go, you're taking it for granted.
Oh, yeah. You're taking it for granted.
Yeah, which we have a lot of, by the way.
Don't take it for granted. What he said.
Go touch some rocks,
It's so much fun.
Yeah, Black Mountain is it's amazing. It's so much diversity in wall type, and even though it's all granite and it really, really hurts, it's great climbing. It's beautiful. It gets really cold.
Yeah.
But you're up in the mountains. You're just having a great old boy time. Maybe don't go by yourself, but
I can't understand it even. I know a lot of people do, and I'm not gonna shit on those people really, but like I can't do it, dude. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't have the mental game.
What if you break your legs?
Not even that. It's like, what if I just I sprain my ankle and I can't walk out? Because I have a Mad Rock R3 and it weighs 45 pounds. Don't ever get one. But if you have
without a sprained ankle,
without a sprained ankle, it's hard to lug around. But even if I just twisted my ankle, I just stepped wrong and I couldn't bring it out. It's like I don't want to be up there by myself.
No,
I'm at elevation. There's no cellular service. It gets really cold at night.
Oh yeah, gets dark fast and early.
In your mind, a safe scenario can get easily extremely dangerous.
Oh yeah.
There's not much water up there either. Even if you brought a filter, there's not much water.
I don't know maybe I just haven't spent enough time up there, but I've never seen running water up there. Not really. Anyways.
I haven't either, but I have been over Black Mountain and Tequeets are like in the same-ish area. There's a lot of streams over on that side.
Okay.
So maybe we're looking in the wrong place, but it's not a lot of water.
Yes.
We live in a desert.
Right. So just buddy system. I mean,
take a friend.
It doesn't hurt. Yeah. If your boy's busy, you find someone else. God forbid you take a girl climbing, right?
They don't even have to climb. They can just be a close friend.
They can just be a pack mule.
Like, hey, I don't want to go by myself. You want to come with me? Be a good adventure, a nice hike.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery. Here's
the deal, right? You got this girl, and she doesn't climb, and you want to impress her, right? And you're a climber. You're a big Gumby boulderer like myself,
or me,
or Max. You hit her up and be like, "Yo, what's up? You want me to take you climbing for your first time? You want me to teach you how to rock climb?" This is like how every guy ever promises to teach every girl ever that he's going to teach her how to surf, right? Mm-hmm. That's the ticket right there.
Hey, watch me go this time.
Yep. And then what actually happens is you take her to your proj. She carries a pad
for you
and watches you and takes video. She'll love it. She'll have a great time. She will never climb again. No, just bring friends. I always cater with the climbs that I'm on with the people that I'm with, and sometimes that's hard if you're two people that have the same project. That's a blessed session that you're about to have. Mm-hmm. But if you're a group of people and you don't want to go with a group because they are all maybe lesser experienced or more experienced or whatever, just have it out, dude. You're climbing in the great outdoors. It's a blessing.
You're in a great place with great people.
Yeah. If you have to get on your proj next time,
oh well,
suck it up. Any
climbing outdoors is pretty much good climbing.
Oh yeah. At the very least, it learns you something.
Yeah. So you take that same girl to Tramway. You take her to a climb called Emerald City. And you're like, hey, check this out. And you do a 30-foot high ball that you're not going to fall on because it is a V0 and it's extremely easy. Mm-hmm. But to her, that's amazing.
You are Spider-Man.
You are.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
And that is how you get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
With Liam and Max. It's foolproof, yeah. Max did it to me, and now I'm his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Here we are.
It's like, hey, Liam, you want to come to Black Mountain with me? I'll flash. Okay, problem.
He did. He flashed it right in front of my face. It was amazing. It was mind-boggling.
I made sure to flex a lot when I was on the...
Oh, yeah, he tried really hard. You know? He didn't have to try hard, but he was a little sat, you know?
Yeah, just for Liam. I'm not usually like that, but for
Right.
Liam, I can be.
You and I are silent climbers. People compare me to you sometimes because we're like the only two people I know that are like that. I don't make noise when I climb.
Yeah, I posted a video on the gram of me sending an 8 or as a 9 in the cave in Marietta, and from my memory and from the video, all you hear me do on the entire climb is
Yeah.
and then I keep climbing. It's amazing. If you're a silent climber, like the video.
Smash that like. Comment below. No, I don't know, man. One day we're gonna have Adam Andra on that couch. We're gonna talk about power screams, and I'm one of a few people that doesn't really judge or get weirded out when I watch videos of Adam Andra.
It's a boy in his element. What can you say?
A lot of people get real weird real fast when it comes to him screaming his nuts off out on the climb, but dude, if it works, it works. That's all I gotta say. Like,
Yeah, some people may be equally as weirded out if you're just completely silent when you're climbing.
yeah,
That dude's just crushing it and he's not even breathing. He's like not even audibly breathing.
he's a robot.
He doesn't
Or in my
exist.
case, I'm actually not even breathing. I'm just. Then I fall off and I go, "What the fuck, dude?
I can relate. Yeah.
Why can't I do that?" I just ran a mile.
Yeah. Breathing is important.
Maybe breathe every once in a while. Breathing's dangerous. Don't do that. There's pollution.
Yeah, you can breathe in toxic air.
You could die. Breathing is dangerous.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not really weirded out by it. I just don't understand the root cause for it, especially when it's like to the point of you're just screaming and it's like you're just stepping up onto a foot. Like you're not even doing a hard movement, but for some people it's just that like release.
Yeah.
I remember there's this guy that used to climb at Rock Fitness, and you could hear him throughout the entire warehouse of him just screaming, and it's like he would just sit down at the start of like a 4. He was a strong climber though, but he did this on like every climb above V3. He'd just sit down at the start and just collect his thoughts, and then just scream as he like
As he pulled onto the climb.
as he pulled onto the climb, and then just keep going, keep screaming. But it worked for him. It's just what got him going. That's how he climbed.
Is what it is.
I don't get it, but if it works for you, then do it.
I will never understand it because I have to like think so hard. Like I remember one time I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it, right? And I actually have an Instagram post about this. Similarly, it was a V8 and there was yellow holds, and it's those big freaking banana holds. You know the ones that are impossible to hold.
Yeah, NKRs don't get them.
It's almost like they were made not for hands, because you grab it and you're like, this feels bad in my hand, which is the point sometimes.
Yeah, but if you're ever setting with those holds, they feel amazing until you put them on the wall and it's like, oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
So like in your hand,
they feel great off the wall. And you're like, yeah, I could set. I can definitely set something easy with these. And then you put them on the wall, and you're just
unusable.
What is this? Yeah. You're telling me that this is the same hold?
Got ripped off. Put a bolt in this for nothing.
I spent time on this.
Yeah, and it was giving me lots of problems, and it didn't feel doable until the last day. It was Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Y'all were resetting the next morning. That climb was getting stripped at like 8 a.m.
And 10 hours. 10 hours to go until it was stripped.
And I was like, I'm just going to do this tonight. I hadn't even really worked it before at all, but I was like, I'll just do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, try screaming. The gym was empty. There was no one else there. I was like, now's the time.
That's when you can do it.
Call me crazy, but I am self-conscious about that kind of thing. I don't want to draw. My entire life, I spend trying to not be that guy. Whatever that guy is.
I don't want to be him.
If it's that guy arguing with his girlfriend in the store, at Target a little bit too loudly.
It's like, thank you. I'm not going to do that.
I would like to not be that guy. If it's the guy, hitting on the bartender who is obviously disinterested, I don't want to be that guy. I spend my whole life trying not to be that guy. You know,
Yeah, I understand that.
climbing's the same. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy scream. Someone is going to be it, and that's fine. If you're comfortable being that guy, then you just are that guy. That's how it works.
Own it.
Yeah, be him. But I can't be that. So I don't like drawing unnecessary attention to myself. Same reason I don't like hanging out with people that are really loud drinkers. Like they start drinking and they get really loud.
Yeah.
And then, well, with the exception of Brooke. Brooke gets really loud when she drinks, but
It's different.
we're close. Yeah. So, but yeah, one of my favorite memories of all time, for those of you listening who know Owen, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, we were having a party here at our house, and Owen is a freaking sweetheart, great guy, but he is somewhat socially awkward and a little shy, I would say. Even I don't think he'd have a problem with me saying that. But Brooke was intoxicated, or inebriated. She was not quite, drunk. She was just buzzed. But I remember she had cornered Owen in our kitchen. He was pressed up against the kitchen, like the kitchen corner, just like this, tucked in. His body language just said, "Free me." It just
helped.
He was like a caged animal. And Brooke was talking, no joke, probably 2 inches away from his face, and just yelling, talking so loud. And Owen was just like,
It's great.
yeah. And Brooke was, it was so funny to walk into. And he looked at me, and he was just like, "Liam, please help me. Help, this is your girlfriend." And I just clapped on the back and was like, "Have fun, buddy." I just walked away.
Nice.
Just left him.
Got him. He'll learn.
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, I understand. I don't like drawing necessary attention to myself.
Just no attention at all.
Yeah, just don't look at me.
Slide under the radar.
Like walking in the gym, it's like, he recognizes me. Don't look at me.
Yeah, you walk in, someone looks at you, and you just turn around and walk back.
I better go.
Someone's like, "Hey, Max." Mom. What, Mom? I gotta go. Bye.
Like, "Hey, did you set this climb? Like, I really liked it." Like, no. I mean,
Uncomfortable breathing. I gotta go.
it's an emergency.
No, I've never been here before.
I don't work here.
Sorry, man. I just work here.
Your shirt says Vital Climbing Gym, and it says Setter on the back. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, man. I just work here. Okay, you don't gotta get mad at me. Do you ever feel like someone's about to just fucking yell at you? Be like, "Yo, did you set this climb?" You're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "This is the worst climb that I've ever climbed in my entire life. I'm gonna punch you now because I broke my knee on this climb, and it's not your fault.
It's their fault."
But did you set this climb? And there's
No, I definitely did not.
That was Autry.
It's not true. He's gone now, so you can't blame him.
He came back and set that and left.
Yeah, he was highly intoxicated and set it in the middle of the night.
He flew here, so he got drunk on the airplane.
Yeah, it's no explanation. It just appeared one day.
Yeah.
So
That
it
really
must have
happens,
been, it must have been Atre.
If there's a climb in your gym that no one has set and no one can tag it, it was probably Autry.
He might have done it. Like, I would check the security footage because he might have been in there.
A drunk ghost Autry snuck into your gym at night. Listen, we're just the messengers, Max and I. We are your gateways. Right? Autry he's doing this. He's sneaking into your climb. He's crushing your proj, and then he's putting up another climb
That you can't do.
You can't do it. Yeah.
Because only he can, because he's incredibly strong.
Yes, he is.
You wouldn't know it by looking at him.
No. I don't know where he hides it. He's very handsome as well. All around good guy.
Yeah. I can't describe him to you because it'd just be describing me. White. He's tall. He wears glasses. He has brown hair.
There you go.
If you ever see somebody that matches that description, it might be him.
Or it might be Max.
It might be me too, yeah.
Never know. Or I'm less tall than you guys are, but it could be me also. Like,
if we see a slightly less height gifted.
like an average, kind of average height.
It might also be Liam.
5'10", soaking wet.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm still growing. I'm not growing. It's been a long time since I was growing. I think that wrapped itself up around 18. Maybe someday.
I was the short guy for a long time. I understand.
Really?
But you're average height, so you have nothing to be afraid of.
Right. I'm not short, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I've come to terms.
If you knew me like a year and a half ago, more than that, 2 years ago, I was like 5'2".
What?
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
You grew 8 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 inches? Are you 6 foot?
Yeah. 6 even.
That's insane.
Yeah. If you knew me, you knew me. I was short. Really short.
I like that fact a lot, actually.
That's a fun fact.
Because I forget that you're tall until I'm standing next to you. This is the weirdest thing, and I don't know why I do it. But like I do this with some people too. You're not the only one, but I just forget that people are tall until I stand next to them.
You're like, oh my God.
Or in my head, they're so much taller than they actually are. Like when Zach Manzani was here recently, and in my head, he's just taller than I am. Like he's just way taller than me.
Yeah.
But he's not. When he came, I told him that, and he said, "What? We're the same height." And I said, "Nah, you got like 2 inches on me."
You're like towering.
We stood back to back, and someone took a picture and showed me, and I was like, "Oh my God,
I don't believe it."
what kind of weird psychological telling is this?" Like I just picture him as just this giant, huge man. He's the same size. It's just it goes to show that's how strong he is. I just picture him as a huge, enormous, muscular, handsome.
That's how I picture him in my fantasy.
Yeah. Every thought I have about him is actually a fantasy.
I cut that out.
What do you think this is, man? This is not even my show, dude. I'm just here.
It's my show.
I'm just hanging out. It's your show. You're the producers, the elusive producer.
Vertical man.
The vertical man. This has been a great episode. I feel really strongly about this. How do you feel?
I feel great.
You having a good time?
Yeah. I feel like we spread some really positive thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Some really dangerous ones, too.
Yes, I'll own that.
Yeah.
The cat screwed around, and then she came and she just chilled. Look at her. She's dead asleep
Just hanging out right now, you know?
She's chilling.
Yeah.
She never does that.
This is great.
The shenanigans usually continue throughout the entire episode. So
if you don't watch it, you can always hear it.
Right.
It's a little...
Yep.
And you're like...
Ugh. She's trying to scratch.
There she goes. Yeah.
Maybe I should do it, too, all the time. Just rub myself.
Like, oh, dang it. The cat.
I got an itch. Oh, it's the cat.
The cat again. Oh, man.
Well, before we wrap up, do you have anything to share with our listeners and fans? Your friends and family who are no doubt listening.
If you've never forerun before, you should go do it. You should try it out. Ask a setter if you can forerun. Give him some constructive advice. Try hard. Have fun. If you've never been a route setter, it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend trying to be one.
Don't try to be good, though.
Don't try to be good. Don't ever route set, because people will hold you accountable for what may or may not happen in the gym.
And you'll suck always.
Of course. That's the setter's fault.
You'll suck forever.
Climb outside.
That's good.
Climb a lot. Climbing is fun.
Climbing is a great time.
Climbing outside is a grand time.
Make a podcast.
Make a podcast. Invite me on.
I'm having a great time. Just make a podcast. Compete. Step into the podcast space. Compete with Vertical Thoughts.
Yeah, this is a monopoly right now.
Right. Yes. Definitely. There are no other climbing podcasts. I'm sorry to all those other climbing podcasts out there. I acknowledge and love you. But we're just we're the premier, the people's choice.
Why would you listen to them when you could listen to Vertical Thoughts, if you think about it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're good also. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't listen to podcasts.
I only listen to a few podcasts, and I like Vertical Thoughts.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good episode, People are going to really like this one.
Yeah, listen to Vertical Thoughts. Climb.
Climb a lot and listen to Vertical Thoughts.
I think that's the moral of this podcast is, if you haven't done something in climbing, you should do it. Mm-hmm. And you should also listen to Vertical Thoughts.
I really like that. This guy knows what he's talking about. You should probably listen to him.
And pet a cat once in a while.
Every once in a while, just pet a cat. Releases pheromones from the cat, not from you.
I just did it right now.
I don't have pheromones. I don't know anything about this.
I mean, I feel really attracted to you, though.
Maybe I do have some kind of pheromones. Maybe it's my cologne, That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's called Max.
Yeah, that's my name.
That's it. We're done. It's been a good time. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I will see you on the next sport trip with all your quick draws and your 110. Did you say 120 meter rope? By the way, I didn't address that.
Mm-hmm. You can do a climb up to, I think it's safely up to about 120 feet. Or no, it's like
that's a big
rope. You can do like almost 140. You're supposed to do about half.
Yeah.
To be safe.
That's cool.
We'll go outdoors sometime.
You guys come outdoors sometimes. If you see me up at Black, say hi to me. Someone recognized me on the last Black Mountain trip. It was wild.
Yeah, they're like, hey, there's that average height, white, brown hair, glasses wearing guy. That has to be Liam.
I know that build anywhere.
I don't want to see him.
That's super unique. See him from the back, even just the silhouette. I know who that is.
That's him.
Liam or Max.
Or Audrey.
Or Audrey, depending on...
Or Zach. Or
Zach Manzani.
Who else is... Josh Pummel.
Sure.
Could be him, too.
Yeah.
You never know.
All guests on the show previously.
I love you, Josh. I miss you.
Yeah, same. Come back, Josh. I FaceTimed with him.
That's exciting.
Just a few days ago. It was a great time. I'm sure all our listeners miss Josh, too. Maybe we'll have him back on the show. He'll come back.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for listening. Have a good and safe Halloween. Get some candy. Party hard.
All of that.
Climb a lot.
Tell me what I should wear for Halloween.
Drop a comment below. Tell Max what he should be for Halloween. Don't say climber, though.
I do. I may or may not. I shouldn't have said I do. I may or may not have a Chewbacca onesie I could wear.
It's pretty hard to top that.
I may not have it, though. You never know.
Okay, well, you were serious when you said may or may not. Normally, it's
I also said I do.
facetious.
I do have.
Yeah. You did say you may not have it. Full disclaimer. I may not. I do, but I may not. That's it. We'll see you guys next week. I will probably... God, I'm the worst. I will more than likely have another episode next Monday with Xavier. I'll make it happen somehow. I'm also reading this book right here. Alone on the Wall by Alex Honnold.
Great book.
David Roberts. It's a good book on Wednesdays. So last Wednesday was chapter 1. Next Wednesday is going to be... Or I guess this Wednesday, the day before Halloween. I believe Halloween's on Thursday.
Yes, it is.
This Wednesday, the day before Halloween, is going to be chapter 2, so tune into that. Tell me what you think. Climb a lot, enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.